What's up, people? LUI. So I hope you guys see me well. Sunny day, freezing nonetheless. You'll freeze your testes, baby, please, if you go out here that much. Anyway, as you guys know, I'm a trainer. So my email address, if you're interested, is louismarcotraining@gmail.com. And while sometimes I receive emails that are absolutely not related to my training venture, in a sense, obviously from men, and it has to do with these type of videos I am into, and some crazy and sad stories. Unfortunately, men by default, or by nature in a sense, they do not complain until it is too late. All right, I can draw a parallel with the Medicare system. It is known, it is a fact, that women go to see the doctor or go to the emergencies way more than men, and proportions are absolutely crazy, right? Well, and guess what? And for the record, men pay more actually for the Medicare, so we are paying in an indirect way. But it is proven that women go to see the doctor more for issues that are probably not that crazy, to be honest. And men, when they go, it is really bad. Anyway, so some men actually write me some crazy stories, right? And most men actually, as I said, they have been really hurt before confessing that, and they come from all over the world. Of course, mostly from Western countries. I receive from Australia, New Zealand, North America, Canada, and the US, and also Europe, right? Lately, there was a story in the news, so it is related to what I'm about to say. A gentleman from the US actually married with his supposed high school sweetheart, right? Absolutely mildly romantic. Long story short, he came out to his backyard where he has a hot tub, and he just saw his best friend with his wife doing some absolutely non-saluted thing. So his best friend was there. He was invited for whatever reason. And the dude went inside his house, his home, to do whatever. Next thing you know, when he came back to the backyard, he saw them in a properly compromising situation. It was no doubt about it. And what he did, in that heat of a moment, he went back. Obviously, he's American, so there's a great chance he is armed, for good reason. If I was in the US, I'll also be armed. So he came back to the backyard, and he basically shot two rounds in the sky. So he did not shoot at them, he shot in the sky, because, you know, I mean, put yourself in his shoes. You see your sweetheart, your high school sweetheart who became your wife, being absolutely, you know, by your best friend. It's just a crazy situation. So he shot 2 rounds in the sky, and guess what? They took him to jail. And the bail, as far as I know, was $11,000. So he has to pay to get out. That's the way it works in the US. So the bond was $11,000. And he has been chased away from his house that he bought himself. They put him out of his house. Right now he has to deal with the justice system. He lost his house. Probably he'll get divorced. And since there is a so-called record of violence, he is screwed. I mean, he is screwed anyway, because he's a man. By default, he would have been screwed in the justice court system. But that's how crazy it is, right? Now, if you are, I mean, I'm sorry, but if you are living in a Western country, if this story shocks you, I'm sorry, but you are unaware. You are absolutely oblivious to how the system works. Now, granted, probably you have grown up for 25 years without having to face the justice system. So you are unaware. You went to school, and then you went to college, university, you have some of that. Right now you're married. It might seem crazy to know why it is happening. It is so unfair. But this is the reality of things. You must have a clue, right? I mean, look at me. I'm a freaking immigrant, awareing you, making you aware of things happening in your civilization. In theory, I have no dog in this freaking fight. I just came to establish myself in the Western society, and I have to deal with this BS now, granted, right? And that's why probably I'm coming back to the Arab world. I really think of going to the UAE to live there, because it is getting crazy with you guys here. Plus, I'm considered as being a white male, a straight white male in a Western society. So I'm at the very bottom of the shark tank. Everybody shits on white men, and well, because of my complexion, I have to suffer with you guys. But this is it. You need to comprehend. And by the way, when the police asked her what happened, she confessed. She said, well, we were in the hot tub and there was a romantic moment. I swear to God, that's what she said in that newspaper. She had a romantic moment. She got enamored by the best friend, and that's why she did it. And guess what? Is it illegal? Hell no. You just need to comprehend. I'll put it simply like this, boys. It is this proper truth, and be my guest. Try to refute what I'm about to say. When you get married, you literally sign off your rights. Things have changed. Back in the day, the so-called contract of marriage granted you faithfulness of your mate. She could not cheat on you because the society was pretty much shown in that. It was a big shame, and the religion was keeping that in check. Every religion, if your wife cheats on you, it's a big deal. And with all due respect for you white knights, cocks, and simp manginas who think it is the same thing if the man cheats and the woman cheat, I mean, with all due respect, even scientifically, a woman, if she cheats, it's a bigger of a deal, man, because she's the one who got pregnant, right? That's the thing. And in some countries, 37% of the kids born are not their, they don't have the real biological father. So imagine that. Whereas you, when you go out, granted, it's not good. I don't want you to cheat on your wife, but you are spreading your seeds. So it's two different ball games. And by nature, men are more protective of their mate. Back in the day, your civilization in Europe, they had those chastity belts. Chastity belts, you know what I mean? That's how big of a deal it is, because the man is investing. I'm protecting you, I'm providing for you. So hey, you need to give me faithfulness. If you cheat on me, it's a big deal. And you guys know, you all are men. Even if you have been cocked and have been brainwashed by the academia. I feel sorry for you boys who went to school lately, because they brainwash you and they make you feel bad to be masculine. But deep down in you, if you search in your inner hidden masculinity, you will find it is a big deal if your girlfriend cheats on you. But again, you need to comprehend that in today's world, that is nothing legally you can do. When you see your wife being absolutely by your best friend, legally what you should do, what you must do according to today's law, is to shut up, right? And remember Murphy's law. If it is bound to go bad, it will go bad. Don't think, bro, now Walt, no, I have the unicorn. Be my guest, unicorn. Tell me about unicorns, man, right? I have no idea how many examples of celebrities you need to see in the media being destroyed by the divorce court until you guys get a clue. But that's the problem with most men. Most men actually, they wake up when it's too late. They take the red pill when it's freaking too late. There is a video of a guy on YouTube. His name is Sven. So obviously it's a Nordic name from Scandinavia. He married a woman from the US, and I'm almost home, guys, but I'm gonna have to finish this story. Sorry about that. So he married a woman in the US, and long story short, she cheated on him. And the last video of him, and by the way, this guy is a YouTuber. I'll do my best to try to find his video. He's a YouTuber. And he's dead by now. He committed suicide. He was a known YouTuber, always filming his two beautiful kids. He was doing some sports with them. He was outdoorsy, going to the lake, doing some bike with his two kids. The last video of him was him on his bike, rolling outside, and he said, she put me out, and all I have right now is a suitcase. Right? It was too late, and he said, well, I miss my kids, and hopefully I will rebound from this. It's not the first time that life throw some rocks at me, and I'll rebound from this. At the end of the video, they said Sven committed suicide. Basically, I don't know, a few weeks later or things like that. Is he the only one? No. Is he the only one? No. You guys need to remember, if you have time and study a passion, study anthropology and human instincts, and you will comprehend that us men have been geared by nature, and fooled for that matter, for millennia to trust, right? Because every man who transmitted his genes trusted his mate. But back in the day, the tribal society was keeping faithfulness in check. Faithfulness in check. Religion was also keeping faithfulness in check. Lately though, God bless you, if it is bound to go bad, it will go bad. And am I spewing some truth? Hell yes. You guys know I have hundreds of thousands of followers everywhere. I hear stories, I interact with both genders, and I can tell you some crazy stories, man. Crazy stories. Crazy stories about married women. They contact me on my DM, and dearie me, I'm not here to dox or to compromise people or myself, but you guys would be you'll be amazed if I tell you the stories I receive on my direct messages from married women, girlfriends of you guys. I'm sorry, but most of the girls that follow me, they follow me through their boyfriends. And yeah, God bless you all. God bless you all. And frankly, listen, I'm an old fart. I'm almost 44. Can I put myself in your shoes? Hell no. I have no idea how I would have dealt with this if I was living right now in 2019, being 20 years old or 25 years old or even 30. Because back then my hormones were on a different level. My expertise was not this hefty. I lived a lot, and you know, it comes with the territory, it comes with age and experiences. And that is that, boys and girls. And I have no idea how I would have dealt with this. This is just one aspect, one facet of our decay in society. I'm not even I can make 10 videos a day about some of you guys complaining what they're teaching your kids at school, and there's nothing that you can do about it. They're brainwashing kids from the kindergarten to have some crazy values about some specific things that some minorities are trying to force on the general population. All right. I don't know. There was a grandfather, one of you guys was a grandfather. He's my age, but he's a grandfather already, and he's bamboozled by the fact that his grandson is being forced to wear makeup, supposedly to make him basically to perform an exorcism on his toxic masculinity. That's how you guys, your kids are being taught at some schools. And Google this if you're thinking I'm making this up. And they some other obviously I cannot talk about this because they will block me, just like they blocked me before on this platform, YouTube. People thought that basically I stopped doing fitness because of that. They sabotaged my channel because of this, because I had another channel called Ask Louis Marco, and the person I was dealing with on YouTube told me straight up, because of that, and seriously, not only did they kill my Louis Marco channel, but they were promoting other things with my tags just to put them in the thing, and they stopped recommending my channels. It happens to a lot of people, not only me, so I'm not complaining, damn them. But for me, it's honor first, man. And so they force kids to write stories about some things, right? They force kids, they're like 4 or 5, they force them to write some love stories about some stuff, right? And yeah, there's nothing you can do. Some communities are trying to protest in the UK, in Australia, in the US, but what can you do? It's just getting the pushing and pushing and pushing, the brainwashing every year. Seriously. Seriously. I mean, most of you guys cannot afford to do homeschooling. You cannot afford to have private schools. So the sheer size of you guys are going and throwing their kids in the public school, and they're being brainwashed by this academia who has been infected by this liberal leftist mentality. And what kind of generation are we they are forcing us to breed. What kind of generation is coming? What kind of cognitive dissonance will these kids be? Especially if it's a boy. Especially if it's a boy. Especially if it's a boy. And even girls. Girls, they're brainwashing them to, since they're, dearie me, if I'll tell you an example, just a proper example of what's happened in my country here in Canada, and you can change Canada by Sweden or the US or France or Germany, it's the same thing. Girls here, when they grow up, of course, at 15, she probably have a boyfriend, and then another one, and then they have that trip of wanting to travel, and they travel a lot, and when they travel, you guys can imagine what they do. They go to Australia, to Bali, to Indonesia, to Europe, and they mingle. That was a guy, just to give you an example of what I'm talking about, a guy on Reddit. He asked a question on Reddit, so we can give him his some advice. He said, bro, my current girlfriend, I'm about to marry her, and she told me she had only, she was intimate with only 3 guys. But then again, one day, he was with her best friend. Her best friend was there, and her best friend told him, well, listen, when we went to do the Europe tour, we had to, we had like a deal to sleep with hotties in every country. So they went to the UK, to Spain, to Italy, to Portugal, to France, to Germany, to Sweden, and in every country they slept with locals to get to know, to have some cultural, flavor of France. So they slept with guys there, and they had to be hotties. So imagine him. He said, what can I do? And you guys can imagine the answer of the man there. So this is what's happening right now. And I know so many girls, and then when they come back from these trips, they have, I knew a girl, she went to do yoga in all kinds of countries and whatever. And they came back with all kinds of tattoos and yoga stuff, and at 29, she's 30 or 29, and then she's unstable. She's unstable. I mean, who's gonna marry that? And that's that. But they're pushed to be that way. They think it's empowering. I'm gonna go elsewhere to be an independent woman, and they mingle. They don't know. If I had a girl, they don't know basically that every encounter is damaging you spiritually and physically. And then you come back to me, and hell no. Even you boys, even you white boys are not accepting this. So imagine me, a freaking Neanderthal who grew up in North Africa. Hell no. I ain't got nothing to do with this right now, right? And that's what's up. So that's it, guys. So this is one of the main reasons I'm leaving. Hopefully, my project is to leave Western society. Sorry, boys, it's too crazy for me. Let me go back to my Arab world, because I'm an Arab after all, although I'm white. But right now I identify as I'm technically a proper Arab. أنا عربي 100%. سوف أرجع إلى العالم العربي إن شاء الله، الإمارات العربية المتحدة. And that's it. You guys comprehend what I'm saying? So this is not conspiracy theories. It's a proper immigrant who is living between you guys, among you guys, since 25 years. And no. God bless you. Not my fight. Let me go back to my, to my desert. That is clear sky, blue sky, and I eat some shawarma. And I'll still be training you guys. As long as you give me the internet, I'll work with you guys. So again, if you want to work with me, you want to get dice to the socks, louismarcotraining@gmail.com. And I invite you guys. I told you again, I was contacted by UAE agency, right? And they thanked me for my video and my advice to advising you guys to go to UAE. So if you have a proper diploma and you're a man and you want to flee the Western world, I highly recommend you to consider the UAE. You will be definitely happier, considerably happier and freer to be a man, and you will perform better. They love expats, especially if you have an expertise in a technology field or things like that. They definitely welcome you. The gyms there are 100 times better here. The houses are better. The climate is good. It's very secure. Even if you want to raise family, go there. Right? So it's not too late. It's kind of funny, but it is what it is. I mean, Western men, after building Western society, they have to flee it. I'm sorry. I am an immigrant, but I need to recognize Western world was constructed by men. As simple as that. But men right now, since we're being attacked from all over the place, they have to resort to go away. A lot of you guys are fleeing to Indonesia, to Bali, to South America, and also the Middle East. And you know what? I understand you. It is understandable. As a matter of fact, I recommend you doing that, especially if you're not tied, you have no debt. Just flee. Just flee. God bless you and be absolutely saluted.